Welcome back, Alpha Strikers. This is Mikeneto's Brotherhood of Metaclicks, and today we are counting the Killbox. Mikeneto.
Thank you, Professor X. So one of the first tactics that I teach to our new recruits for the Metaclicks, the Brotherhood of Metaclicks, is what's referred to as counting squares or setting up the kill box. Now, for those of you who are familiar with this technique, it is really quite advanced and can kind of help you set up your defense and set up your opponent to be at your mercy. For those of you not familiar with this technique, we're going to go ahead and go to our BattleBox cam and kind of show you how this works. Not really in a real gameplay, but I'm going to kind of lay out some scenarios and what you're looking for and what you're looking to do while counting the kill box. So we'll head there now. So here we have our pre-designated map, the Gaming Convention Hall indoor neoprene map from WizKids. Fine piece of product here. So what we're going to show is what it's like to count the kill box from the beginning. So Eric and I have just picked some figures that have some good mobility to kind of give you an idea, starting off with a basic team and then moving up to advancing that kill box to as far as possible, moving into what could potentially be an alpha strike. So I'm just going to lead out with Sabretooth, who's a good charge, and Dark Angel, who's a good running shot piece. What have you got, Eric?
I'm going to bring out Juggernaut here, because he just mows through walls. Some help with Emma, and a little bit of TK with Songbird.
Alright, so starting off, what I've got here with Dark Angel is a running shot of 12 and a range of 6. Now, to count the kill box, I would count how far I can move Dark Angel, which would be 6 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you can mark this with pretty well anything that is not a Heroclix. A lot of people will have spare dice on the side to kind of count distances. So I've marked in red where he could move to potentially, and then we've got another 6, which would be his potential range. Now, from where I'm standing, if Eric were anywhere past this line currently for this section of the map, I could hit him with Angel. So this is what they call a kill box. This would be the range that I could get to. So I may be a little overextended here. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's actually to here. Well, no, it would be there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So basically, Angel could move anywhere from here to here in his movement and then shoot out 6 squares anywhere within this range. So that gives me a kill box from out to here and then out to here. So if Eric were anywhere within that section, I could hit him with Dark Angel. Now with Sabretooth, with only having a charge of 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm not counting hindering terrain just for the purposes of making things easy. The best he could do, let's see, he was here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, would be this shape here. So this first line where I'm at, Eric would have to be within that zone because I can be anywhere in there for a close combat attack if he was there, and that would be the maximum that I can move. So this is Sabretooth's much smaller kill box for a charge, and then the much larger kill box for the running shot capabilities for range.
So we can definitely see a advantage in the kill box for range pieces over close combat pieces.
So Eric, let's see where you're at for your current kill box for your team.
So with this team,
how far can Juggernaut move to
Juggernaut
charge?
can move, let's see, it's 5 squares.
Okay, so go ahead and mark your 5 out there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can go out to here.
Okay, and then you count your diagonals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
And then count diagonals out this way for 5. So that is Juggernaut's basic attack. So we have this, what you can almost call a demilitarized zone, where neither one of us can hit right now from initial thoughts on the character. Now Eric also has a TKer on his team. So count your squares for Songbird's TK.
So Songbird can also TK out the magic 8 numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right to here.
Okay. And then we will go from there and add the 5 for Juggernaut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, because she could go anywhere within the 8, we'll just count, figuring that Juggernaut can move probably about to here. So, given that as Juggernaut's kill box, now we have an overlap where Dark Angel and Juggernaut can basically hit each other on the first turn. If I were to move out to my position here with my running shot, Juggernaut would be able to hit me this turn. So I need to be careful to keep in mind where Eric's kill box is currently versus where mine goes to. Any questions so far, Eric?
So obviously when you're counting those squares, even though you can only move say the 5 squares, you can hit the 6 squares to be adjacent.
Right.
So whenever you're doing that, guys, I'm sure we want to add any perplexes, which I could have thrown onto him with my Emma Frost.
So if he perplexes up his movement, that gives us 1 additional square. Now he's out to where he could actually hit Sabretooth at my maximum charge movement. So unless I want to be hit first, I need to make sure my first set of movements stays outside of his potential kill box. Now, with all of that covered, let's look at some possibilities with much farther movements and attacks, such as hypersonic speed characters. I'm going to bring in Kingdom Come Flash here, because he's amazing. And then we're going to bring in Jean Grey from the starter set. I'm going to include a Jarvis for fun.
Okay.
What do you got over there?
So with my other team here, or my other setup I wanted to do, I would still use Songbird. It's my TKer, Coriander, and then I have some ID cards I can also use as well.
Okay. So starting off, I've got Jean Grey with TK, so she can TK out 8 squares. And then if I were to TK the Flash to there, he has the capability of actually moving 17. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I pretty much have the rest of the board to my advantage. If I were to TK the Flash to here, and then run 17 squares and hit somebody.
Now, of course, if I'm just standing here, first round immunity, you couldn't hit me the first turn.
Right. But if you moved out of your starting area, or it's not your first turn, then I can definitely come get you, and this could turn ugly quick.
Yes.
Now, another advantage is with the perplex, I could perplex up the Flash's movement and potentially have quite a bit of running back on that hypersonic.
Sure thing.
So overall, if you have a character who's got enough movement, closing that gap is rather simple. From the second line of the starting area, TK brings you this far. That is the 15th, well, that's counting up the other way, so the equivocally 9th square on the map out of 24. So that means I have only got 15 squares to close the gap to your furthest square on your side of the board. Yep. So TK is definitely powerful when it comes to making Alpha Strike and counting that kill box. So show me a little bit about ID cards within the kill box there, Professor Herx.
So whenever you're making a kill box with an ID card, you're going to want to make sure you have the beginning of the turn with the character you want to call in free of tokens. Obviously, that's the rule. So you think, how can I possibly make some of my figures in a good spot to be there? Well, Songbird isn't the best thing for this, but let's say for a turn I count your kill box, right? If you have the Flash, there's nowhere I can go. He can't get me.
Let's count the Flash here. So I'm gonna take the Flash out. I'm gonna put in Sabretooth. Go ahead and count my kill box, because it's important you count your opponent's kill box as well.
So I know that she can carry TK him out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out to here, like we said before. Okay, and then he can charge the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out to here. Okay, so this is where he can get me. As long as I don't come up to here, I'm good.
But I also have a perplex, so that would give me 1 more.
Yep. So I can't come further than this line.
Well, that would be with. You can't be here.
I can't be here.
Yeah. So if you're counting how far I can go, would be here. The close combat kill box would be there. Yeah. So as long as you're not stepping there, I can't get you.
Yep. So I'd want to set up my ID card from either Songbird or her to pick up. So let's say I wanted to, if I think he's going to come all the way out here to come get me, I want to set up my strategy to where I can TK out, power action there, to about, say here. This way I'm in the middle of the board, so no matter where he is from here, I can either shoot him or get with my ID character, because I have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares, and then punching or shooting depending where he goes.
Or 5 this way.
Yep.
So we're 5 here and here.
Because your ID character can never leave 5 squares further than the character who called them in.
So now that you've bridged the gap, we've got this overlap where the conflict really starts to happen.
Yep.
And then my response to that is because now that I know he's got a kill box to here with an ID card, but then he's also got hypersonic with coriander at 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, with a half range of 4, something's going to happen next turn.
Exactly. I have set up the thing where he cannot alpha strike me, but I now have a way to come back to him sans 1 square. So he either has to not move or get behind some barrier or something like that where he cannot possibly be hit by me.
Now, with the overall on the ID card calling, what is the maximum range that you could put out for summoning an ID card with an alpha strike with somebody on TK? And possibly sidestep. Anybody over there that sidesteps?
Songbird does, but that's about it.
It should be your TK.
Yeah.
Take my Jean Grey.
So she has sidestep?
Yep. No. Use Songbird. She has TK.
Okay. So what I would do then, let's say if I'm using Songbird to call in, she is, 70 points? Alright. So what I could do is if I chose my Superman Blue here to be my Superman ID card call-in, he's got running shot, 10 attack, energy explosion with 7 range, 2 bolts. So,
wow.
What I do, for 50 points by the way, so he'll be at cheaper points than her, I go ahead and I have free action TK with Jean Grey out 8 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So
Mark your 8.
So mark my 8. And then she could sidestep 2 more.
2 more on the sidestep.
And then if this wall wasn't here, obviously, but for learning purposes, she could then call in Superman, beginning of my turn, token, Superman, and then he has running shot, so 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 7 squares.
That's, for those of you counting along, is a full board alpha strike.
Yep.
Nothing I can do to stop that, other than it being first turn, first round, or putting up a barrier to stop you from shooting me.
Yep.
But this is one of the more advanced techniques when it comes to strategizing your gameplay, is knowing your opponent's capabilities on how far they can move and how far you can move in return. And when you start to get that overlap in the kill box,
I could go there.
well, that's still sense.
Technicality, but yeah.
When you get that overlap in the kill box, that means the action is going to start happening very, very soon. Now, with say you don't have a call-in, what would you do as far as if I were turtling? Say I had the range advantage, even with just KC Flash being able to zip out 17 squares. I mean, 5, 10, 15, 17 squares. And I'm just like, okay, I'm going to let you come to me. You don't have any call-ins, what are you going to do?
If I have no call-ins and nothing to do, the best thing I can do is try and slow you down. Looking at KC Flash, he flies. So he goes through all kinds of terrain and characters. The one thing I have to stop him with plasticity, which my team doesn't currently have. So I've either got to get to a point where I can maybe shoot you back first, or pray that your dice don't hit me.
We're going to throw in a short bonus technique here, baiting the kill box. There's somebody out there that is worth points at the absolute maximum they would have to move. So even if you put your whole team up there, I have my choice of who I want to hit, but I only have one hit
attack,
and I can't get away. And now you've baited out my strongest character, who hits we'll say Songbird, and I may or may not hit, now you've got everybody else ready to
Just go,
try and get me
go,
afterward.
go.
So this goes to, you're not doing the Alpha Strike, but you have to take a hit to take my 195 points of delicious Jolly Rancher
Yes.
Kingdom Come Flash. Well, I hope this has been overall informative. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. It is considered good form or okay to use additional small markers as long as you're not using them as markers for your actions. To temporarily mark where you're counting your kill box, it does kind of give away your strategy to your opponent if they know what you're doing. But if you need that visual aid, it's definitely something you can do. And then before you take your actions, just sweep them off the board, or before your opponent takes their actions at least, so that they're not in the way and they're not causing problems.
Something like that, yep.
I do occasionally use action tokens to kind of mark as an idea, but I do always remove them from the board before I take an action with a piece, especially if I'm using those particular tokens
For
to mark
marking your actions, yeah.
So again, I hope overall this was helpful. Please like, comment, subscribe. Give us some questions.
Feedback, that kind of stuff.
We're definitely hoping this is what you guys were looking for that meta play. I know a lot of you out there, you already know this. This is elementary when it comes to a higher level of play, but for those who don't know this could be the next big step in upping your game.
Yep. So remember, guys, strike first.
And strike hard.